Now, I know there's a great deal of talk of black women being very obstreperous, very rude, very disrespectful, and these traits do not give them the added advantage of finding a black man or a man in general whom they can marry and have a lasting relationship with. And I must say, from my experience, that these characteristics ring true. I've been around black women all my life, and I've seen this face to face quite often, more often than I would like. But I must say that I don't think it's necessarily their fault, and I don't blame black women for being the way they are. I think the reason why they are the way they are is because they were raised in a certain environment that did not give them the tools to be feminine women who become wives, who become women who can be marriage material. They just weren't raised that way. They probably had a father, but he was very indifferent. He wasn't a daddy figure, someone who would protect, make the woman feel safe, the girl feel safe. He wasn't that type of man. They probably didn't have a father, which is probably most of the time the case. Or they had a father, but he was a terrible man, very abusive, very traumatic in terms of how he treated them. So a lot of times when they're angry, it's coming from a place of trauma, deep trauma that they have inside their souls. And you can see it when you interact with them quite frequently. And I feel for them. I feel for them deeply. But I will say that I know many of them want to find a man whom they can marry and have a lasting relationship with. So I want to make this video for a black woman out there who wants to hear advice from a man, random man you probably don't know, but a man nonetheless that can give some wisdom that he's learned in his life. Now, when you are a woman and you want to get married, the first thing you have to look at is yourself rather than the man whom you're trying to pursue or whom you want to pursue you. You have to look upon yourself as a person who's either pretty much primed for marriage or not. And you know that by your character, by your personality, by who you are as a person. You can deal with the constraints of marriage. You can deal with the commitments of marriage, the responsibility of marriage. You're wired to be in that type of institution, right? You have to be molded into that. And the best way to be molded into that when you didn't have a father figure whom you can trust and respect, I would say you find a very good, outstanding man of God. They're out there, trust me, they are. Find a good, outstanding man of God and start to have a relationship with him that is more a father-daughter relationship where he can mold you into being a feminine woman. This means you have to actually become a strong woman. Now, I know this is oxymoronic because they say, well, wait a minute, I'm a strong woman. I have a college degree, I have a PhD, I got all these jobs, I got money, I can take care of myself. But I would say that that's not a strong woman at all. A strong woman is a woman who allows herself to be vulnerable to a man. She allows herself to be a woman, be feminine, because that's her greatest strength. And when you are masculine and when you are always defensive, it's because you're frightened, you're afraid, and you have to be in your defensive mode in order to protect yourself. So you're really at a place of weakness, but you're at a place of strength when you're feminine. So I would say that you find a man whom you can trust, whom you can respect, whom you know will do right by you because he's a man of God, and you allow him to be a leader over you. He's probably going to be a little overbearing. He's probably going to look at what you watch or what you do. Perhaps he's going to say, you shouldn't dress this way. You shouldn't wear makeup this way. But he'll do it not from his selfish desires, not from his lustful desires at all, but because he's acting in accordance with God's commandments. He's acting in accordance with principle. So he can protect you and keep you safe. And when you know that, allow yourself to be in that mode where you be feminine, submissive to his authority, and then you allow him to lead you and you don't create a fuss about it. You do that for a few years, let's say 3, 4, 5 years or so, perhaps even longer, But when you're in that sort of situation or relationship or what have you, you'll notice it, you'll change internally as a person, where you'll become a lot more trusting of men. You'll become a lot more feminine. You'll become a lot more relaxed because now you're not doing everything on your own. You have a man whom you know will protect you, whom you know will make sure you feel safe. If you have anything broken, he's going to fix it. He's going to be an integral part of your life, right? And when you do that, eventually a man is going to notice that you are that feminine woman who can obviously be in a marriage. And before you know it, you'll find a man. But it all takes the initiative from you about whether or not you want to be molded into that feminine woman. It starts with a desire. And if you have that desire, doors will open. But if you're obstinate and you're very stubborn and you don't want to let go of that control that you think you have over your life, then it's not going to happen. You have to humble yourself and have the courage to say, I deserve better. I deserve a man. And you might have some women who lampoon you, but at the end, you're going to be happy. And a lot of those women aren't. So I would do it that way. So that'd be my advice to any black women out there who are looking to find a man. That's something that I've learned along the way. And I think it's decent advice. So I hope that was helpful.